Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for match number 2 on day 1 of the Malaysia Super Women League. And we are all in redness. Let's see who all are there. The two captains of Eastern Lioness, Mars Eliza and Vinny, who represents Southern Jaguars. And of course, we have our match referee, Suresh Singh as well. Welcome, all of you. And it's time for the toss. Still will toss. Heads, tails, Southern will call. And it's tails. So you win the toss. Okay. So it is Mars Eliza of Eastern Lioness who won the toss. What would you like to do?
Batting first
Why are you batting first?
because in the morning very wet and now the sun is come out, so the pitch is very good for batting. Actually, good for both, but maybe we can put a higher score.
Tell us something about your team combination.
I think my team was a stronger team because we balance and we have good bonding. So today our first match, so let's see.
Right. And good luck for the rest of the tournament
Thank
as well. And
you.
good luck for today in particular. Have a great start. And here we go, Vinny. Lost the toss. What would you have done had you won the toss?
I was actually ready for both because the pitch is looking good. Hard pitch, hard surface, and the weather is sunny. So I think it's a good pitch to do both on this.
Tell us something about your team composition and how's the mood in the team.
Okay, the team I got is a good young side, good talented side. So I hope they learn something from this tournament and show what their potential are.
Right. And how do you rate this wicket?
10 over 10.
10 on 10? Okay. And what would be a good score that you want to restrict Eastern Lioness to?
I think 120 will be a good score to restrict them and will be a good target for us to chase as well. And I hope both sides play good cricket today and play a good game.
Good luck and have a good one.
Thank you.
So that's the news from here. Eastern Lioness has won the toss and they have decided to bat first.
Welcome back to another matchup here at the BAYUEMAS Oval. And in this very afternoon, it's Eastern Lioness versus Southern Jaguars. And as per earlier on, the verdict said that Eastern Lioness won the toss and elected to bat first. And both the captains are really energetic and they say they would want to put up a good fight in order to get a firm grip in their very first meetup here. And I think this will be the beautiful time for me to welcome my co-commentator and say that a very good afternoon. And how do you make up of this match?
Good afternoon, Dinesh. We just saw a good match, the opener. And in the afternoon, I think the sun will be a little more relenting. And we are in for a real good match with two good teams. And going by the quality of cricket that we have seen so far. Obviously, we need to speak a little bit about the first match, wherein it against all expectations. I thought 119 was a below par score, and the captain agreed that they were looking at 160. The post-match presentation when I spoke to Elsa, the captain of Triple W, she said we are looking at 160, and they were a good 40 runs short of it, but ended up winning the match by 38 runs. So it also goes to show a bit about the pitch, a bit about the bowling effort, and also some bad shot selection. So I think as the tournament progresses, teams are going to learn from the mistakes they make and others make. And I'm sure that we are in for a very good match. And like in the last match, the captain winning the toss wants to bat first. And I think, having the runs on the board and put the pressure on the opposition, that is going to be the key here.
Well, so far we've seen that the captain have won the toss as per the first match of one. And here we go with the Eastern Lioness starting 11. It's Sifa Jilani and Lauren Kuwa, Nazatul Hidayah, Nur Izatil, Amalin Sofrina, Mas Elisa Yasmin, the skipper of this side, Rubina Chetri, Ariana Natasha, Karmadema, Koran, and Che Ling Yu. And for the Southern Jaguars, it's Noor Alia and Siti Noor Shakila, Winifred, the captain of the team, and it's Divya with Marina and Noor Diana Shuha, Kabita Kunwar, Noor, and Noor Fataya, Samira Khan, Mia Ardaleta.
So those are the teams all in readiness. The Eastern Lioness winning the toss and deciding to take the first strike. The two openers out there in the middle. And it looks like Kabita Kanwar is going to start the proceedings. Kabita, of course, plays for Nepal. Let's see what's in store in this match. Match 2 of the Malaysia Super League for Women. Just waiting for the umpire to give the go-ahead. The teams are ready. Here we go, the first ball. Working a bit of pace, hitting the bat hard is Kabita Kanwar. So it's Lauren Kwa and Zifa opening the batting for the Eastern Lioness. It's got a good action. It's a long run up and a good action. She comes in. It's always a pretty sight seeing a fast bowler charging in, be it men's cricket or women's cricket. When a bowler runs in and bowls to a top order batsman, it's one of the prettiest things they can watch in the game of cricket.
There's a slip in pace, and the ball's slowly swinging away. Few steps down the ground. Well, looks like she's understanding that the ball is coming at the good length area, so maybe make herself in a stride where she can play it as a full delivery. Good thinking there by the batter, but then this occasion is no different from the other two. And so far we can see both the teams who have played opening, or maybe the one who starts the proceedings, normally being very patient. And this one as well looks similar. And this one, the keeper couldn't get a firm grip, and with the fast outfield, it's going to race for a boundary. Unfortunate one for the bowling side, but at any day of the week, Eastern Lioness will take it, as these are free runs to start things off. And with that is a wide delivery as well. So it's 5 runs and the very 4th delivery.
Extras to start the scoring for Eastern Lioness. A wide and a bye, which went for 4. Lauren Kwa. Shot and played away on the offside into the gap. Will it have enough legs to go to the fence? No. Too comfortably taken. A few runs being scored off the first 4 few deliveries. Lauren Kwa, of course, comes from Australia, but she has an interesting background. She was born in Malaysia and spent about 7 years here, and now she plays for New South Wales in Australia. She's quite excited to be here. Oh, loud appeal. Sometimes it's quite interesting to see how a fielder standing square off the wicket appealing for an LBW. And sometimes that happens even when the bowler doesn't go up.
Those are mixed emotions. Well, one desperate to get a wicket and one just being patient and maybe knowing the reality that maybe had an inside edge. But always going for the field is good. We might not know. Umpire might think it's out. It's the bowler's responsibility to always go for the field and always being cunning to get the wickets. That's what the bowler should always look for. As for this over, it's slightly slipped for fans, as maybe the keepers shouldn't have slipped. Maybe would have been a different score right now. And this one as well, a big outside edge. Stretch of the arms of the wicketkeeper was not enough to take that one, and he's onto his knee, and she's onto his knees, as that one should have been taken and counts as a chance that maybe could have put them at the driver's seat. This one again, a full delivery, swinging away.
Very poor technique by the keeper. She wasn't expecting that, and Kanwar working up a bit of pace. As a keeper, you always need to be alert, especially in the initial overs with the new ball swinging a little bit. An edge is always on the cards. Edge was taken at a comfortable height, but dropped. So that's the story of the first over. Eastern Lioness 9 for no loss. And captain brings herself into the attack. Winifred, a very chirpy, cheerful character. The leader of the pack. It's all happening here. A very eventful start. 9 runs, including a boundary of a bye, and then a drop catch as well. Zifa, this time getting a good stride forward. He's one of the overseas players, Zifa. So wonderful opportunities for these girls to mingle with one another. Oh, wild heave. She is living dangerously. Looking quite edgy. Edge one literally in the last over. Spilled.
But that could have been an howler there, but then whatever it was, she has to be really tight with that, and that's much the way she should be playing. And the ball is swinging, and it's when it comes to some line when you have to really defend your stumps. The slight mishap, a miss technique could have ended up in a stumps. So that's what she has to watch out with.
It was well bowled by Winnie. Oh! Looked like an edge. A single.
Well, again, trying to go for the drive and a big edge flew over first slip. Maybe had one could have been a catch. But that's the thing. They've been really bowling at the false stump line, which really causes trouble as we were bowling in the channel. It's some sort of a discomfort when you're trying to tackle those, and an area that batters prone to get edge. And so far you can see Lauren playing very straight, more textbook. Again, this one onto the leg side, and this sort of extras should be awarded at the initial stage. And again, another extra given this over.
Even in the first match, we saw a few extras, a few wides. Far too many wides, in fact. Oh! That's the end of it. Lauren Kwa has to take the long walk back, going for the ambitious heave and having her furniture disturbed. That's wicket number 1. Southern Jaguars strike. Eastern Lioness 11 for 1.
Well, and this one as well is going very straight. You can see that trying to step down the wicket and hop it over, maybe long on or long off. That was the idea there. But this occasion it's clean bowled, breaches to it, and sees the stumps rattled. That's what only she could do that. Got it.
So the captain Marcel Elisa walks out in the center. Join Zifa. Elisa coming in at number 3. An early success for the Southern Jaguars. That's going to motivate them.
Yeah, it's certainly going to motivate them, and of course, as a bowling unit, you would want to get the first 2 wickets, and when you get those 2, then the rest will come by then, and that's the whole idea as a bowling unit, and they've done exactly that. And one common thing between the both batters is that they're trying to aim and go for the big shots rather than playing tame.
2 fielders out to the circle, both behind the wicket. You got a fine leg, and you also got a third man. Also an indication of the pace at which these 2 bowlers are bowling. It's quite pacey. And that's the end of over number 2 is 11 for 1.
A good start for both teams, but in particular for the Southern Jaguars, as they scalped their very first wicket here. Clean bowled by Winifred in this over. The skipper has contributed as the utmost so far in a very first over, and Kavita returning back to the Nagara, and again a slip being placed. The only concern is there a protection in the deep? And yes, indeed. And appeal, but it did brush the bats.
It's working up some good pace is Kanwar. She's quite swift. It's quite nippy. Hits the bat rather hard. Kabida Kanwar. A fine bowler.
Well, she has good technique and the release point and the wrist position. And the pace she generates is just wonderful to watch. And good line and length. So far, we have seen not many errors. It's on back of the length, hitting the deck hard. But again, she's trying to work, just fishing the batter, just trying to get the outside edge. In a couple occasions, there was outside edge. It's just the work behind the stumps has to be upgraded. You've seen that in a very first over, a big edge towards the keeper. She's looking for another one moment.
Well played. Well bowled and well played. It's important to keep the strike rotating. T20 cricket is not just about big hits. The moment you talk about T20 cricket, people often think about the big hits, the fours and sixes. She's got a solid defense, is Eliza. She looks mighty solid playing those shots.
Well, a cheeky single taken here, as you can see. Well, that's a defense that is hard to be breached. Good soft hand and good top hand as well. You can see that. And so far, we have seen the rotation has been lacking between the batters. They have looked forward to do that to ease the pressure as the run rate is under par.
Oh, carved away on the offside over the field. Coming back for a second could be risky. Oh, it's gone, I think. And the umpire raises a deader finger. That's not what you want at any point. And that's not what you want when you're trying to consolidate a partnership. The second wicket lost. This is tragic. And I think it is Zifa who is walking back. Misunderstanding, slight hesitation. And one has to say, it was indeed a good bit of fielding as well.
Well, good throw straight towards the keeper. No sort of mistake. And I think the running between the wickets need more communication. That's what lacked in this occasion. And while she was backtracking, she couldn't get on time. And look at that simple work by the keeper. No need to move an inch. Perfectly feeded. And second wicket under the belt. It's 13 for 2. And Zifa takes a long walk back. And looks like both the openers has been sent back, which is a green signal for Southern Jaguars, as they're really pumped up and they would be looking for more in this power play. The span of 3 overs, they got on 3-2, I suppose. And this is a real statement by the bowling team. Haven't lost the toss. They say they aren't losing this game.
Don't forget, there was an easy catch dropped by the keeper in the very first over as well. In spite of that, they've been able to take 2 wickets. This is Rubina, who is the new batsman. Oh, again a teasing line outside the off stump, just fishing for it. That's the end of over number 3. Eastern Lioness, after winning the toss and choosing to bat, is 14 for 2. A very experienced cricketer, Rubina Chetri, was the captain of Nepal for quite some time now. She's relieved off captaincy, and she believes that the pressure of captaincy being taken off her, she's enjoying her game even more.
Yep, after being captain, the burden under the captain's shoulders. So a lot of responsibilities and a lot of complexity in that. Really understand. And this one,
Oh, a teasing line from Winifred, the captain. It's a captain to captain.
well,
To me, Mas Elisa seems to be a player who has a lot of time to play the shot. Generally, they say that's a hallmark of a great batsman or a batswoman. A batter will always have that extra bit of time. A good batter will have that. That's what differentiates a great one from a good one. They'll always have a little bit of extra time, a fraction of a second more. They look unhurried. They get into position sooner than most people do, and they pick up the length very early. And I'm not sure how suited it is for this format of the game, but I like the look of Mas Elisa as a batter. In the air, was it a drop catch? Looking at the reaction or going by the reaction of the captain, I think it is catch number 2 that has gone down. There was earlier one which was of the bowling of Kanwa. Now of the bowling of Winifred. It looks like another easy catch. They say catches win your matches, and you cannot afford to spill catches at this level.
well, that was a catch that should be taken. It was straight under the arc, just a bit of hands, eye and hand coordination. Maybe could have done wonders there. And again, trying to guide it, and it's nutmegged it, and the captain is furious about that. That the ball has been nutmegged cheaply. That should be an easy stop. Well, a lot of refining required at the fielding department there, which is not backing the captain and as a bowler. It wasn't the fastest of delivery, yet the fastest of hits.
Wickets always stall the progress. And here, Eastern Lioness pegged back. So those 2 wickets could have easily been 4. 4 gone, 15 for 2. A good start with the ball for the Southern Jaguars.
Yeah, from both the bowlers, both partners have really done well in maintaining the line and length. Not much of a change and very marginally making errors. It's just the feel that they has to back the bowlers up. So far, that's what is lacking within the Southern Jaguars. Otherwise, it's been really, really smooth. And as for the power play, it's been a one-sided contest so far. We haven't seen good intention and character shown by Eastern Lioness, having opted to bat first. They haven't showed why they're here to bat, and they haven't really made good use of the conditions. As we can see that sunny weather here, and with the outfield dried up with as well as the pitch, they should be looking to hit hard. So far, they haven't done that.
The bowling change. Noor Dania starts with a wide. When you tighten the screws on the batting, you can't afford to concede extras. Extras and misfields, and all these are mistakes that will allow the batting team a little bit of a leeway, a breathing space. Oh,
That's a leading edge that nearly got carried at covers. It didn't travel much further, but maybe more pace. Would have been different scenarios here. And she's skied it up, but it just has landed at no man's land. So she will be happy with that, but not happy with how she's been scoring. Been going under the radar so far. Three of just 11. In a solid defense, you can see the line and length has been precise. That is where they should be looking to bowl often. And immense pressure being exerted back at the batters. Drought of boundaries. Not much firepower yet.
Played well, driven well, beautifully. But I feel the fielder should have stopped that one. It went through her. To giving the chase, getting the ball back, but comfortable too in the end. It's always a pretty sight when a batter drive through the offside. Swept away, but not quite getting it the way she wanted. Rubina Chetri. We're approaching the end of the 5th over. The run rate is 4.34. Predominantly packed offside field. Trying to cut it. Not quite getting it. An edge resulting in a single to end the over. 5 gone. 22 for 2. Eastern Lioness.
Seven coming off that over, and looks like this power play has been under control by Southern Jaguars, who have really played well and not letting a single boundary in the last 4 overs apart from the first one. And that was slightly lucky for Eastern Line as it came off from a wide delivery. So you can see Winifred has brought herself back into the attack, I reckon. And there's a man at third man. Point slightly different from the setting. Yeah, we can see there's a square leg being placed. And cow corner as well. And looks like the captain is instructing his fielders to stay at the right positions. Looks like a plan.
Divya into the attack. Hiked away on the offside. There's no doubt about that one. It was always racing to the fence once it left the bat. And that might make Eastern Lioness feel a little better. There was a stranglehold on them. It was well played, very well hit. So, Divya, as captain of Singapore, being welcomed with a boundary.
There's a fuller one and driven nicely. An exquisite cover drive. But just didn't have the legs to reach the boundary. It was a pace-off delivery as well. So, and looking at the scoreboard is ticking at the moment. This is what they need. Jubilation from Eastern Lioness here. Trying to get the runs on the board. And they're making good use of the spinner so far.
TV again. Pitched up. Driven. Straight to the fielder. Is a misfield. It's going for a single. And getting it quite comfortably in the end.
Well, not the best of effort in the field. It's a clear cut stop there. Unfortunately, just slipped off the hands and maybe not getting good grip of it. And again, trying to drive this one again, but then not able to break the shackles there. You can see there's 6 coming off that. They need more, and that is what Rubina Chetri is eyeing for. There's a big room in the offside.
Oh, well driven for a single. 28 for 2. It's coming to the end of the power play. It's the second match of day 1 of the Malaysia Super Women League. Straight to the fielder, no run. And that brings us to the end of over number 6. It's 29 for 2.
Well, end of power play, and we have seen one side being top of the power play, another failing to meet expectations as they opted to bat, but they couldn't put the runs above. But we have seen such scores in the previous matches where 120 looking to be under par, but then it was much enough to get a win. So it could be a deja vu here, but maybe escalating the run rate will be the bare minimum requirement as Eves and Lioness are concerned. So they would want to improve that. And no Diana introduced back. What could she offer to her side, as there are many letdowns due to poor fielding, and they should look to improve that as well. Full toss, and has been heaved into the leg side, and one bounce into the ropes. That's more of it. And Rubina Chetri moves to double figures. This is more the way they should approach towards the game, and a loosened delivery being put away in style.
Very good flair. Very good player. She wasn't going to miss out on that opportunity. One bounce. Very nearly a 6. Rubina looking very confident and untroubled so far. Oh. Very well. Experience. It's a learning process for a lot of the under 19 girls. Driven away. I like the balance that Rubina has when she plays the shots. She is, of course, quite well built. But batting is not just about muscles, it's also about timing. It's also about the shape. It's also about the position that you find yourself in to play any particular shot. Oh,
Sneak past the outside edge there, trying to carve it onto the offside, trying to slice that one. Unfortunately, couldn't, and it ends up in the palms of the wicketkeeper. Again, that's more of it. That's more the effort you need in the field. Not letting go of those ones that you should stop, and that's exactly what she's done there, Divya. Impressive.
Oh, premeditation coming down the track, but the bowler was equal to the task.
And that completes the 7 over, and 5 coming out of this one. Pretty tidy from Nodania, as she didn't bowl much of looseness apart from the first one, and Rubina Chetri cruising after that boundary and carrying herself back into normal service. It's Mas Alisa who has been anchoring the innings, and we haven't seen much showdown from her. So looking forward for the captain's knock that maybe will lead them to their first win. Well, there are more ladders that they have to climb for them to be on the upper hand. And looks like Divya is back. Well, it's been the spin and spin combination for both ends. And they are spinning a story as well. And that's a full toss. But she couldn't get a much pat onto it, and she looks a bit frustrated there. You can see Rubina Chetri. She may have missed a golden opportunity on scoring a boundary, but nonetheless, she's getting the runs. Rotation is also important. Well, that was not the best of stops, but maybe good enough. That's the fielder trying to keep it under control. Two and first one was a single, second dot, and looks like Divya had a plans with the field. Well, she's good in instructing them. You can see that over time, trying to change ploy. And Mas Alisa is under tremendous pressure as she's only scored 4 of her 17 deliveries. Again, a single, knowing that the fielder that has poor technique in fielding those ones. Well, that single should have been stopped. It was an unnecessary one from the bowling side of point of view. You could see that. And goes in and out. And that's a good shot there for Mas Alisa.
Divya has gone for 4 in this over. Rubina, ever since she came into the crease, the Lioness innings has got to move on. From the Lioness point of view, it's imperative that she stays there as long as she could. If she bats till the 17th, 18th over, and I'm sure we are looking at a very, very good score. Safely negotiated by Rubina. It's the end of the 8th over. 38 for 2 Eastern Lioness.
Well, definitely there were a couple of lifelines there when Mas Alisa had chipped one towards backward a point where the catch was dropped. So that's one thing that may be concerning. Mas Alisa maybe not scoring a lot of runs, but she's staying there. The time of the crease is quite long, and that could be really dangerous from the bowling side of bowling point of view, as they would want to claim the wickets earlier on and maybe chase it as quick as possible. Almost all chances count, and they have to make it count. And this is Siddhi Noor, who's introduced. Looks like another spinner in the action.
As the event, the tournament progresses, the pitch is likely to get lower and slower. So we have 2 pitches on which predominantly the action will take place.
Well, talking about the bounce and how things have been going, you can see that the spinners when they bowl, not much turn being offered. And this one turning away too much as it results in a wide. And this gives advantage for the bowling point of view, as not much bounce makes the batter to do all the hard work to get the shot, to get those maximums. And see, that's another one good example of this delivery. It was a length one, maybe a bit faster, a bit flatter. Rubina maybe could have tried hitting those, but unfortunately it's slow, doesn't want to take the risk. And again, similar one, good fielding effort, not letting it pass. And it's Divya who's doing the job there. Well, now the game is evenly poised. We haven't seen much threat from the bowling side. Well, this one just clipping it towards the leg side. We haven't seen, well, that's the line that CT Noor has been bowling, a bit full towards the Yorker length. Very discomfort line we have seen from the batters, not liking it. And most dismissal have come from that area. As you can see, this one off the back foot, punches it, and this surely reaches the boundary ropes and just about stopping it.
Good effort, very good effort, but it has to be seen if it touched the rope before she could pull it back. It just might be 4 runs. Can we get a conclusive idea from this one? I just get the feeling it did touch the rope.
It looks like it's just 2. Umpire decides it's not a boundary. Okay.
9 gone, 44 for 2.
Well, now looks like a slow and steady partnership being built by Rubina and Mas Alisa here. Well, Mas Alisa being the second fiddle for Rubina Chetri, who has been playing with the boundaries and quite conscious with what shots to play and not over exaggerating anything. And nearing the halfway mark of this first innings, you could see that Southern Jaguars have picked up 2 wickets, but maybe could have been 4 or 5. Just they haven't make count on every chance they've gotten. And this one pulled away onto the leg side. Well, cow corner fielder will do just that. The new bowler in is Mia Arda. As you can see, a lot of spin being brought up after the power play, which makes me think that the captain has decided to put spin, knowing that the pitch is a bit slow. So even slowness will make the batter hard, as not many shots of their locker can be unlocked. That's what has been going on so far. Again, even slower delivery and a looping one as well.
It was a very tempting one above the eye line. As a batsman, you're always tempted to go for it. And sometimes that brings about your downfall. Cut. But straight to the fielder. A single taken. It brings Marceliza on strike. She really needs to get a move on. She's struggling with the strike rate. 8 of 21. And that's not acceptable in this format of the game.
Yeah, we want someone who can hit 21 of 8. Instead, it's the roles reverse. And that's more like it, accessing the gaps.
Thinking about a second one. but sent back by Rubina, and rightly so.
Well, since Rubina is very conscious that the pitch is very slow, she ain't pulling it too much and keeping the ball more to the flatter surface. And look at this one as well. That was very, very slow and again more flighted. Well, this was a tame and timid over as well. Not much boundaries. A drought of boundaries been for the Eastern Lioness here, but Southern Jaguars are really happy cruising with this score. And with that, let's take a short break and we'll resume the first innings of the second match.
Eastern Lioness, after winning the toss, deciding to bat first. A couple of drop chances, a couple of wickets, and 4.8 run rate. That's the story of the game so far. Mia Arda pitched up, inviting, and Rubina saying, "Thank you very much. I'll take that invite for a beautiful 6. What a start. What a resumption after the break." And the break has also seen Sharvin joining me in the commentary box. Welcome, Sharvin.
Hi, Sri. Happy to be back in the box. And what a shot from Rubina. Massive 6 over the long on.
It was tossed up, inviting Rubina to go for it. And Rubina said, "Yes, thank you." This time on the offside. Long off, cutting it off, keeping down to a single. Expensive start. It really affects the morale of the bowler. She needs to find a way to come back.
Good ball from Siti. Good comeback. Young girl, under 19 girl.
Elisa, ever since she came into the crease, has struggled with the strike rate, not been able to get going.
It's a no ball outside the pitch, and umpire given a no ball.
I think what did the trick there was Mars Elisa started to move around in the crease, and that's a free hit. What can Rubina do? She hoiks it again at this one, even a longer six. High and handsome. Take that, she says. Another six. The innings gets a move on. An expensive over. And what more is yet to be finished.
What a shot from Rubina. Freebie, and definitely she'll go maximum. Quite an expensive over from the young girl. Well played. Just glided to short third man for a single. Shot from Marcelisa for 4 runs.
That's a first clear sign of intent. This time making a very good connection. No doubt about that one. Hopefully she gets into the groove with that 4. Have a look at it. It was there to be hit. She just picked the spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bounces into the fence. A pat on the back from Rubina, saying well done. Caps.
That's the end of over number 11. 68 for 2. And Rubina on 35 and Marcelisa on 14. Mia Arda to the second over.
At the toss, Winifred, the captain of the Jaguars, did tell me that even 120 is defendable. So they would be trying to restrict the Eastern Lioness for something less than that.
Chance of catch or no? Find a gap and went for a 4.
That was a gift. That was a gift. Nicely wrapped. The ribbon on it. And Rubina says, thank you very much. Come again. Look at that. That was. Even my grandmother would have hit that one for a 4. That was in the air forever.
Juicy full toss.
Juicy is an understatement. I think we need to find some other word to describe that one. It was delicious, tempting. Growing in confidence this time. Getting across the line and playing it. She knew precisely what she was doing. Picking her spot. Interesting cricket. Rubina slowly has gotten, very quietly has gotten to 40 runs. A couple of real good shots and a couple of massive sixes. And that's what experience does to you, Sherwin. She's an experienced campaigner, has been captaining the side Nepal for quite some time, although she's not the captain at the moment, but vastly experienced.
Definitely, she's bringing experience onto this tournament, and definitely she's going to be one of the top run scorer in this tournament. And Shri, I think like last few overs, the intent was there from both the batters. They want to find boundaries at the same time, and then they're rotating the strike. And you can see gradually the run rate is going up and the score is going up as well.
Ever since Rubina, absolutely. Ever since Rubina came to the crease, there has been an intent. And that's what, she's a very busy player. She gives, and that has allowed Mas Elisa to kind of play herself in. Imagine if the other end also has been bogged down, then that's massive pressure. We saw what happened chasing 120 in the first game.
Definitely, that's true.
Oh, she's seeing the ball like a football now. Oh, misfield. An extra run conceded. Run saved, gives one score.
2 runs been taken.
Luckily for the fielder, there wasn't enough in it to go to the boundary. Went through her legs. Oh, that should be 4. Or the fielder, will she cut it off? The ball slows down. And Marina doing the fielding.
That's the end of the over. 78 for 2. 12 overs gone. Rubina moves to 44. And Mas still in 15. What do you reckon, Sri? The score going to be at this point of stage? They're going
About
hard.
48 balls remaining and 8 wickets in hand. Even if they go at one run a ball, let's run a ball, they're going to exceed the target. But I'm sure they're going to, if they keep wickets in hand, they're going to score a lot more than that. I would reckon they're looking at another 60 runs minimum. And that would put them into a kind of a good position.
I think more than 120 going to be good score in this weekend.
You ran another 60, you're talking about in the range of somewhere around 140. And anything more than that, you will be batting the opposition out of the game.
Definitely, that's true.
Lisa has been struggling with the timing. But credit to her for hanging in there. She has not thrown it away. The captain.
Definitely, Mas will be thinking giving more balls, more to face to Rubina because she's striking the ball really well at this point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's good to see. Again in the air. One thought the fielder might be interested, but falling well short. No damage done there. Be interesting to see how Rubina shifts the gear. And I can sense it's something that's going to happen. She's nearing her half century as well. And I'm sure she won't be overly perturbed about reaching that landmark. She'll be worried about how much they can score. Giving her too much room. She almost went outside of Subang to play that shot.
Yeah, definitely. The way they started a bit slow and slowly they are accelerating. Rubina knows he can take any bowler at this time. She just need a partner to hang over there and support her, make quick single, run hard. That's a good single taken from Rubina. Sensible batting. She moves to 46. Even for a bowler, they need to, at this stage, they need to put some pressure onto the batter, bowl some dot balls, tight area, not giving room to the batter.
Elisa. It's been a comedy of errors there. Elisa has been trying all kinds of things, moving around in the crease, but not quite able to. This time she lost her balance, slipped, I guess. And she's still on the ground, being helped by the wicketkeeper, but she's not in mood to get up. Let's see what happened here. Look at the movement. This has been the story for quite some time. A couple of occasions this has happened. Once it was a no ball because the ball landed outside the pitch.
A similar ball, but I think Dania know Mas is using the crease coming out, and she knows like bowling a wide, bit wide, so make her difficult. And that's the end of the over. Good over from Nurdania, just giving away 5 runs in this over. 83 for 2 after 13.
Rubina struggling. Don't forget, it's pretty hot and humid out there here at the BAYUEMAS Oval in Subang, Malaysia. The humidity is very high. Full marks to the players for keeping themselves fit. There have been some quick running between the wickets. There have been some brilliant stops. Not easy.
Definitely, Sri, they're putting a lot of effort. You can see the batters running hard and the fielders doing a lot of stuff. They're pushing hard. Even the bowlers bowling well in this hit. It's not easy. Credit to them.
Also, how much the game has advanced scientifically. We have specific coaches for specific areas. We have nutritionists. The players are also aware as to what to do, what not to do.
It's a boundary. Beautiful shot by Mas. It's gliding behind the short fine area.
Rubina is really struggling. I just think it's dehydration or just cramps and nothing more serious than that. If she can rehydrate and take some rest, she should be fine. Hopefully, it's not a serious injury. The heat can get to anyone.
Divya, another experienced player, captain Singapore cricket team.
Divya?
Yes. Got a shot from Mas Elisa. Find a gap and went for a 4. Back-to-back 4 from Mas Elisa, and slowly she's getting there.
She is slowly getting into the groove after doing all kinds of tricks in the crease. She finally seems to have found a bearing in some kind of form. This was a really good hit. She knew what she was doing. Picked the spot. There you go. Thank you very much. Taking it on the full, but not quite getting the timing. Hitting the toe end of the bat. A single. Be interesting to see how Rubina goes about her business. She's not keeping well. She might go for the big shots, score as many as she could. Shot. Rubina will be disappointed that she found the fielder. She could have hit that one anywhere. It was short enough, but straight to the fielder for a single. It brings Mas back on strike.
Definitely, they're going for big shots. They know they have wickets in the hand. Still, after this over, going to be 6 overs to go. Definitely, we're going to go every over about 10 runs per over. Shot.
Beautifully hit. May not go for 4, but certainly a 2. Pushing Rubina, who isn't in the best of health, but well run. To me, it looks like cramp. Not sure what exactly her problem is. I think it is cramps and nothing more serious than that. But believe you me, cramps out there can be very painful.
That's true. See?
One of the reasons I stopped playing cricket and started doing commentary because we have an air-conditioned facility.
That's the end of the over. 12 runs came from this over. And 95 for 2, 14 overs gone. Sorry, you are telling something, Sri. What's about it?
No, so the cramping, the chances of you getting cramps in an air-conditioned room doing commentary is almost negligible. Jokes apart, it's a very commendable performance by these girls, given the conditions, the way they have kept themselves fit. And also a tribute should go out to the coaches and the support staff that they have, the therapists, the coaches. Take that. and raises the bat. The first 50 of this edition of the Malaysia Super Women League goes to Rubina Chetri. She's not keeping well, but it has been a fantastic knock. 51 coming in good time, 38, and she has been the pillar on which this innings has been built. 99 for 2, and they're looking ominous for a lot more. Let me celebrate that. This time, there were 2 fielders, but with the precision of a surgeon, she chooses to bisect the field, and the ball hitting the fence.
And with the 4, they move. The scoreboard moves to 103. What a shot from Rubina.
Converted that into full toss with a wonderful footwork. She will be seeing the ball like a watermelon now.
Definitely. And this is what we were discussing earlier in the first innings. First match, sorry. We're talking about the batsmen using the crease. And as you can see from Mars and Rubina, they're using the crease really, really well.
I think it's a strategy. It's not that they're doing it just like that. Invariably, as a bowler, when I run in and I see the batsman moving around, I get a little put off. I get a little distracted. And I might try to change something, and then I might end up doing something which is not my strength. It's exactly what you want as a batsman.
Spot on, Sri.
Dinesh Karthik comes to my mind. The India player.
Yeah.
He walks around the crease.
Yeah, as a bowler, when batsman moving a lot in the crease, and definitely you're gonna bowl everywhere to him, and that's how the batsman gets runs.
Talk about 360 players, 360-degree players. AB de Villiers. This time straight to the fielder, Marina. She has been quiet somewhere on the boundary. Otherwise, a very chirpy, very effervescent character. Marina, who plays for Hong Kong. Last ball. The bowler almost knows what Maz is going to do. And therefore, the trajectory is very, very different for her as it is for other people.
And there is no runs, Sri, on the ball.
And that's what they say
Mars
sometimes.
said no.
Sometimes when you move around quite a lot. But it's a good recovery after losing 2 wickets early on. Remember, there were a couple of drop catches as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Winnie brings herself or Kabida back for an over, or maybe 2, just to mix things up. Because it's getting very, very predictable. The slow bowling, both of them look very comfortable.
Definitely, they need a pace attack instead of giving a spinner. We can see both the batters were playing very comfortably with the spinners.
And I can see why it is being done. They want the captain wants those 2 pace bowlers to be kept for the last. But sometimes it's not a bad idea to break it up. Sharvin?
Just 1 over.
1 over and keep the 1 for the rest. Maybe the captain would have missed a trick or 2 there. Because whenever there is a change of pace, the batter has to adjust. And that sometimes makes him or her to make a mistake. At the moment, it's getting too predictable.
Another shot. It's for a 1 run.
Almost overran it, Winnie, there, I guess.
Well judged by Winnie.
In the end,
Yeah.
in the end,
yeah.
so the coaches in school tell you the ball is about to spin like that. You wait till it
Yeah.
moves and then adjust your movement accordingly.
My coach used to tell me that watch for the spin after the bounce.
Otherwise-
Even it happens. Many players, when they're running,
Looks very funny when you do that. You overrun and the ball beats you, but it's not funny for you as a fielder. It's more funny for your captain as well. And a few words awaiting you when you get back to the coach. Now the conditions are also very pleasant. The sun says, yes, I'll relent a bit.
yeah. So far, good over from Divya, just giving a single.
There isn't much on the ball, but the gap was found. 16 gone, 110 for 2. 4 more to go. How many more can they get? 111, I beg your pardon, the single Nelson on the board. And the star of the day, without any doubt, it is Rubina Chetri, 60 of 45. And after a very, very serene start, Mas Aliza trying to catch up, trying to improve her strike rate, but nevertheless 32. She has provided a solid foundation as well, because at that point, another wicket would have probably made them fall like a pack of cards. So it was highly imperative that at that point they built a stable partnership, which they did.
As I said earlier, Sri, partnership is very important in T20. You have one good partnership, your team will be end up scoring 150, 160 easily.
The important thing about T20 when you strategize, and when T20 was started, even including the Indian Premier League, not many teams had any idea about how to approach it. But then soon people realized that it's not about bang bang, it's not about hit fours and sixes, it's a lot of strategizing. And the interesting part of a T20 match to me is the fact that 2 overs, that's 10% of an innings, can actually decide the game. Either way. You take 2 to 3 wickets in that space, you bring yourself into the match, and you score about 15 to 20 runs in an over, and that also can change the complexion of the game. And the most interesting aspect of why people like T20 is the fact that, of course, it gets over in 3 hours. You don't have to wait for 5 days and then have no result. But it also goes down to the wire. The close matches are much greater in number. You'll invariably find matches ending in the 19th or even the 20th over.
Exactly.
Clear of the back foot. Coming back for a second, pushing. Elisa, very good running by the captain. That's what you need. Very good cricket. Excellent cricket. And everyone has a chance in T20.
Exactly. Whatever you say, that's reality in T20 cricket.
Anyone can beat anybody on a given day. Like the Australians realized in the first World T20 when they were beaten by Zimbabwe. And that's hard to imagine in Test cricket. Kabila is back. Was she held back for too long? Should she have been given an over somewhere in between? Only time will tell. But what they need to do is to break this partnership. Just like her action. Comes in. It's in the air. Is there a fielder anywhere close to it? It lands in no man's land, like many times you have seen today. And in the process, the batters complete 2 runs. With that, the score moves to 115 for 2. 21 balls to go. This is my favorite part of an innings. Sharvin?
Definitely, even my favorite part of innings, the last 5 overs, the dead overs, it's very crucial.
Misfield. But not coming back.
In
What?
T20, we are talking about T20. just like one good over, we can win a match, or one bad over, we're gonna lose a match, or one drop catch, or maybe a 3-4 extra, it's gonna cost the game. So every single ball is very, very important in T20 cricket.
Ask Stokes about that over to Blathwaite. 4 sixes. And that was game set match, World Cup 2016, if my memory serves me well. 4 sixes on a trot. The match was gone for all money, as well as West Indies were concerned. I still remember that commentary piece from Ian Bishop when he said in a typical West Indian accent, "Remember the name, Carlos Brathwaite."
What a game it was.
Perfect advertisement for a game of T20.
That's the end of the overs. 117 for 2 after 17 overs. A good over from Kavita.
Rubina looking in some pain, some discomfort. A very pragmatic, mature character, Rubina. That's the scorecard for you. Zifa Gilani run out. At that point, the innings was struggling. Lauren Kua out for 3. And ever since then, it's all Eastern Lioness, Marcelisa. And a fantastic knock by Rubina Chetri, propelling them to a score of 117 with 18 balls to go. Now it's time to go hammer and tongs. Throw the bat. That's everything. Amass as many as you could.
The skipper onto the attack. Bowled brilliant spell in the first 2 overs, just giving away 3 runs and picked up 1 wicket. And definitely she's playing a big role here to keep Rubina and Marcelisa not giving more runs. Another mass, another cheeky try. She trying to move in the crease, coming out, disciplining the bowler.
Look at those figures. Winifred, 3 for 1 of 2.1. And I wouldn't be surprised if that gets a little ruined or spoiled at this moment. It's a baller's nightmare to bowl at the death. If you look at the auctions around the world for T20 players, the ones who can bowl consistently well in the death overs are very expensive buys. Are a dream to any captain. And when they go for runs, the dream becomes a nightmare.
Definitely.
Oh, straight to the fielder. As one would expect, the field is well spread at this point. Four allowed outside the circle at this point. It's evenly distributed, 2 on the leg and 2 on the offside.
What a ball from Weenie. Giving a bash and 4 good balls.
Who are the boundary protectors? As expected, you have a long on.
Yeah, long off and deep in wicket and
deep point.
Point. Short. Definitely it will be a 2 runs. Oh. Rubina said, no, it's okay. Let me handle. I'll go for it.
Rightly so. She's been middling everything. With just 13 balls to go, the strike has to come her way. What a blinder she has played so far. Oh, miss stumping. What were you doing, the keeper? She just could not find the stumps. Hilarious, but not so hilarious if you are a mini friend. The captain must be furious. Look at that. She had half a day to make that stumping. She could even run to the stumps. But that's what it is. 18 gone, 120 for 2. Fasten your seatbelts.
Noralia. Keeper.
Very chirpy, very nice character. She's a pocket-sized dynamite. Noralia. Wicket-keepers are generally the heat taking its toll.
So both the batters down.
Rubina is down because of cramps. I don't know why Elisa is down. She's a very, very funny character. In the bus, she doesn't prefer to sit in the seat. She prefers to sit on the floor. Maybe this is an extension of that. You need characters in the game. Your runs, your wickets, the catches, all fine, but you can express yourself. And a classic example, you don't have to go beyond the late, great Shane Warne. He could bamboozle anybody and everybody with his skills. It is also quite a character.
Besides, I can see the bowling scorecard. Besides Siti Noor, Shakila, others just given away 6 runs and 7 runs per over.
That's a bowling card for you, Kabita Kanwar. 3 overs. None for 17. 5.67 is the economy rate of Winifred. Very, very stingy. 3 overs, 6 runs. And picking up a wicket as well. That is of Kwok. It was early on. It's been a long, long time since then. Nurdania, 6.75. Divya GK on the expensive side, 7. And Siti Noor, very, very expensive, conceding 26 in a 2. Going at 13 runs and over. And Mia Leta also going at 7 and over. Now, it's a question of how many more. 120 was the figure that Vinny wanted to restrict Eastern Lioness to. For sure, it's going to go way beyond that. But how many is the question. 12 balls.
I think with the over of Kavita and Vinny, definitely they're going to restrict them, not giving any boundaries in their overs. Both the bowlers bowling really well. You can see.
Nice, Elisa. I just like the way Elisa has time to play the shot. Just the way she is comfortable coming onto the back front foot. She's also comfortable, equally comfortable, waiting on the back foot for the ball to come onto the bat and meets the ball right underneath her eyes. Good technique. I'm not too sure that technique works always well in T20, but definitely a very good technique to have. She seems to have that extra fraction of a second to play the ball. But on strike now is Rubina. Where is it going? It's going straight. It's going high. And it's going into the hands. That's a catch. The dream is over as far as Rubina is concerned. But take a bow. You had cramps. You were struggling. But you didn't give up. You have taken the team to a very, very good score. 121 for 2. After scoring 65 or 50, Rubina Chaudhary walks back. And a very good catch. This is how it happened. That was in the air for quite some time. Not the best catching technique, but you don't care so long as the ball sticks.
It's an important wicket for and the new batter for Eastern,
Ariana.
Ariana Natasha. Another experienced batter for women's team, Malaysia cricket team.
She probably might be happy to take a single and give strike to Elisa. Was just starting to find some form. She struggled early on, but never threw her wicket away, although she tried to maybe. She was dancing, literally dancing there in the crease. A couple of times she lost the balance as well. But 37 against the name, that's what matters. Kabita played on the onside for a single. Or coming back for a second is good running. Not the best of throws. Kabita Kanwa. She's quite nippy. A long run up. But I also like the approach with the crease. As she approaches the crease, she comes close to the stumps. And when she takes the ball away, and that pace, she can be a very difficult customer on helpful wickets. Hit straight for a single. And that brings Mas Elisa, the captain, on strike.
Definitely Mas and Ariana, they are good and running. Definitely they're going to run hard. And this point of time, as you can see, Mas are struggling with the heat. Maybe she having cramp.
Two to go in this over. Managed to squeeze that through, and for four, with all the dancing that she has been doing in the crease. And you can't get it finer than that. Almost a slap shot. And the result matters. 4 runs for the taking. And at this stage of the game, it doesn't matter how they come, so long as they come. And on that occasion, it did come.
What a innings from Mas. As you can see, in the beginning she was struggling. She was facing a lot of dot balls, and later part of her innings, she knows I need to get runs. You're moving the inside the crease, moving forward and disturbing the bowlers line and length, and she starts scoring and getting boundaries easily.
2 to end the over. 19 gone. Is 130 for 3 for 3. Eastern Lioness early on winning the toss and deciding to bat first. And Eliza will be relatively happy with that. How many more can they add in the last 6 balls? The captain batting on 43. And I'm sure she wouldn't be looking at her personal milestone of a 50. But the start of the day, Rubina Chetri, a brilliant 65, has been the backbone of the innings. Not just the number of runs she scored, the way she stabilized the innings early on. And when there was a momentum required, she went for those couple of big sixes, and that turned the innings around and gave it the impetus. And reaping the benefits are the Eastern Lioness with 130 for 3 with 1 out to go. Many involved the last over. What a figure. 6 for 1.
And definitely the 100-run partnership from Rubina and Mas make them score about 130. It's all about the partnership. One good partnership, you'll end up scoring the runs on the board. And Mas on 43 and captain to captain.
This is straight into the hands and taken.
Wow.
Almost made a mess of it, but holding on in the end, and that's what matters. No catch is easy, especially in the deep when the ball is coming at you and when the pressure is on. And she's not a big unit, But she did hold on to it, and that's what matters. Look at that. And sometimes she slightly overran it, she slightly misjudged it, but kept the eyes on the ball and safely pouched in the end, one has to say. Maureen allowed it. She's having a word of appreciation. And that's the fourth wicket gone. 131 for 4.
That's the end of Marcelisa's innings. 43 from 50 balls. It's a new batter coming in, Karma Dima. Still 4 balls to go in the first innings. What a bowling spell from Winnie. Bowling really well and putting a lot of pressure to the batter.
A single. Two new batters at the crease, Karma and Ariana. But at this point, they'll be throwing the bat at everything. Oh, not quite the day for the wicketkeeper. A fair bit of spillage that's happening there.
Good ball from Winnie, bowling a bit wider, not giving room to Ariana.
Slight change of pace, slightly slower one. Very difficult to get underneath it and create the pace when the ball comes like that. 133 for 4.
2 balls remaining from the first innings. Definitely, they're going to go maximum from these 2 balls.
This has to go. Well balled. I'm very, very impressed with Winnie's performance today. Under pressure, she has delivered 10 for 2. 11 for 2, I beg your pardon, with 1 to go. And in a T20 match, when you bowl the full quarter and you go under 3 runs and over, it has to be an exceptional performance.
Definitely, I agree with that, Sri. Again, a good ball from Winnie. Definitely, they're looking for 2.
That's the end of that. The innings is over. After winning the toss and deciding to bat first, Eastern Lioness has managed 137 for 4, riding on the back of a 65 for 50 ball from Rubina Chetri, and ably supported by Mas Eliza, who scored 43 or 50. And those are the strongest pillars, and not much contribution coming from the other two. 2 wickets gone fairly quickly for 3 runs, Sifa and Lauren. And then came that partnership, that 100+ run partnership between Mas Eliza and Rubina Chetri. That tilted the tide, one might say, in favor of Eastern Lioness. And then finally, Ariana and Karma not having much to do, 7 and 2 respectively. And the innings end on 137 for 4, which means in a short while from now, when Southern Jaguars come out to bat, they need 138 runs to win from 20 overs. This is a bowling card for you. Winifred, the star of the day. What an economical performance from the captain, leading from the front. Here we go. Kabila Kanwa, 1 for 27 off of 4. Bowled well early on, but her figures were slightly ruined towards the end. Winifred, 3.25, 13 runs of 4 overs, 2 wickets. By any stretch of imagination, she has to be the star, the bowling star today so far. And no Dania, none for 27. Divya. A little more was expected of her, but none for 28. And City, quite expensive, going for 13 and 26 over 2 overs. And Mia Arga Leta, she went for 14 runs over 2 overs and no wickets. And the follow-up wickets, the first one going at 11, and the second one on 14 in quick succession. And look at the gap in between. The third one taking forever to fall, 121 when Rubina was out. And then the last batter to go was the captain, Eliza. The score was 131. The damage was already done. And we'll take a short break with innings break. We will be back in a few moments. And when we are back, Southern Jaguars will stride out to chase 138 from 20 overs at a run rate of a little less than 7.
And welcome back to the second matchup of the Malaysia Super Women League, where we witness the Eastern Lioness put up a total of 138 runs in the first innings. It's a heavy task to climb up, but the task has been given to the batters of the opposition, where they have to bat. Southern Jaguars have to hit 100, whopping 139 runs to chase this one down, and it's in the middle. Both the sides are really prepared to take on the ones with the red in the middle and rest around the field. And with that, it'll be a perfect time to introduce my co-commentator. And Sharvinidis beside me doing commentary to bring you live action on the chasing of the second innings. Welcome back to the Combox.
Welcome back to Combox as well, Dinesh.
Well, it's interesting to see that the teams that have won the toss have been putting up a big total and then they're trying to defend it. Will it be a similar scenario in this one? What do you think about it?
I think same thing, like as I said, like when partnership comes, that's where like betting side, there is hope to chase the run. If they keep on losing wicket, so that's the time they will be struggling to chase runs.
Well, it was first ball underway and immediately off the mark with a nice flick, good wrist work as well.
Ariana Natasha.
Well, it's the skipper of the Southern Jaguars in the middle against the left armour. And that was a full toss, looping, and it's gone way out of the reach of the keeper. And it misses everyone and it touches the boundary. So it's a wide delivery, and this is free runs to start the chase. These are the things that they should take note of and to not repeat the mistake. And this one again, trying to go for the Yorker length, I reckon, and it's completely missed a line and length this one.
For the Southern Jaguars, definitely the power play is crucial for them. They have to score as many they can.
Well, a good comeback by Ariana Natasha here as hot stump line held its way straight to the keeper's hands and no mistake. Well, in the first innings, we witnessed that the Lioness have really put a good show, especially Rumina Chetri being vital and instrumental in their scoring. And it rubs the pads. Umpire says otherwise in this one. The whole team came together and it was a big appeal. Let's take a look. And what do you think about it?
I reckon it's missing legs down. A good call from Mr. Kalidas, the experienced umpire.
That's an inside edge. Nearly chopped on the stumps, trying to go for the back foot shot. And these are some jump scares that will really change the course of the game. And nearly in this occasion as well. And it's more of overcast conditions at the moment here at BAYUEMAS. You can see dark clouds emerging, and there's a bit of swing in the branches of the trees. And there's a full toss and straight to the man at square leg. A soft dismissal from Kavita, trying to flick that one off her hip. It was a low full toss and licensed to be hit. But it was 2 months crossing whether to hit or not. Well, there was no mind crossing when she took the catch there at square leg. And the Eastern Lioness draw first blood here. Against the run of play, Ariana Natasha gets a wicket for her team.
That's a crucial wicket for Eastern Lioness. definitely Vinny as a skipper, he understands the power play is very, very vital. They have to score some runs in the power play, and from after the power play, they have to just carry on the momentum, and they have to build partnership. As you said, as Sri said in the first innings, the partnership. We're talking about partnership when Rubina and Mas had a partnership of 100 runs, and they end up scoring 130 plus. So at this point of time, Vinny and the upcoming batter, they have to put up a big partnership.
Very well said, Sharwin here. Well, you are an experienced player and you know how vital partnerships are, and not only that, the rotation amongst the players, and most important in this occasion was the shot selection that had her going for the long walk. Again, a good right at the block hole there, much straighter, bit of movement as well, giving the conditions of the surrounding this oval. And with that, it's 7 for 1. It's a fairly good over for both the sides. It's evenly poised. Just that maybe that wicket shouldn't have been in the scoreboard. Things would have been much different. And with this, 131 needed with an asking rate just bordering 7.
Besides that wide, Haryana bowled really well, just giving away 7 runs in the first over and picked up 1 wicket. And the new bowler will be Koran from Thailand, another young player, young prospect. And both the batters, experienced batter, Vinny, Malaysia captain, and ex-captain Divya from Singapore. Definitely, they understand the game, they know what to do in the middle. Definitely, they'll have a chat. They'll talk about, okay, Divya, look at this what situation. Let's build up a partnership. Let's play until the 10th over, and from there, we just bring it on the game.
Well, a fuller one, but most importantly, it held this line all the way. Good start to this over. And Corin really precise in this occasion is that Winifred has to unleash her shots. Well, this one just sneak past the outside edge.
So there will be a change on the combox. Sri is coming back again.
And he's chipped it straight to the man at point. What a catch! No spillage in this occasion. Look at that. Eastern Lioness are taking and making count on every chance they get. And this is one of them. You take catches, you win matches. And it's not 7 for 1, it's 7 for 2. And Winifred's innings has been really brief. She never looked comfortable since the start. She tried to look for good shots, but it's Koran who did the damage. Look at that. Little bit of width off it, trying to cut this. And it was airborne.
That's what the pressure does to you, right? They're chasing almost 7 runs and over, and they needed a good start, but not to be. 2 wickets down to top order batsman back in the hut, and that asking rate will start to climb. It's already over 7. It's 7.08. Marina comes out to join Divya. 2 experienced players, especially Divya has a wealth of experience, plays for Singapore. They need to steady the ship. The tricky thing here is that the run rate has to be maintained. At the same time, they can't afford to lose another wicket here. There's always a challenge in this format of the game where the action happens very rapidly. You don't have too much time to recover. At the same time, calls for a very different kind of an approach, and driven, but taken the pace off by the fielder there. It's very important that they remain positive. Sometimes what happens is when you lose a couple of wickets, you get into the shell, and then you miss out on some of the scoring opportunities. You've got to be positive. And by positive, one doesn't mean throwing the bat at everything indiscriminately. It's about when there is a bad ball to be put away, you do that.
Well, a stickled finer. Well, I would certainly agree with you, Sri, that being positive is a key thing here, but most importantly is the momentum and the character need to be shown. It's not only the idea, but the execution is master. As that's what the most of the batting teams, when trying to chase, they're not doing that above par. Look at this one, driven nicely straight to the bowler. Well, one key thing about Eastern Lioness is their fielding has been exceptional. Took all of the catches, good high and hand coordination, and they are very active in the field, not letting a single run or single ball getting away from them. And these 2 overs has been crucial, as both overs we have seen a victim, and both the victims have been sent back, and it's 9 for 2 in 2 overs, and Eastern Lioness roaring hard at the moment.
One of these two will have to stay till at least the 15th, 16th over for them to have any chance.
Well, added advantage for Eastern Lioness is the overcast conditions, so more wind means more swing, and more variations can be unlocked.
Rubina Chetri, riding on the back of the confidence she gained from that brilliant 65. She's there to roll her arm over. What can she produce with the ball? A wicket or two here. She's already my player of the match in a way. Another couple of wickets. And she will seal that spot.
Well, if you had a fantasy team, maybe you would have won a great amount of points. That's for sure. For her stellar performance in the batting.
Divya. Played away on the onside for a single. It's always important to mix caution with aggression when you are faced with such a situation. So you go to your safe shots, you go to your scoring shots, whatever you practice, you summon the best out of that. Kamat Diyar, Kamat the man. So the one who delivers when the chips are down is a true champion. And that's why cricket is a game played in the mind first before it is played on the pitch. It's also a test of one's character and temperament. Got to see who comes on top today. Marina, a very, very effervescent character. She's out there. Pitched up and driven in the air straight. Will it run away to the fence? It just teases the fielder and does. That's a boundary. That might bring her into the mood. Sometimes a boundary can break the shackles. As we keep saying, it's a game in which the pressure is transferred. We have been there, wherein you concede a boundary and you feel the pressure all of a sudden.
Yep, that delivery was not the bad one, but it was good play from Marina here. Try to go over the infield and find the boundary, which was really key. Having the course of the game, just 14 runs of 3 overs. More boundaries are needed over time to keep them alive in this contest. That's most important, and the run rate has to really accelerate, or not they'll be really left behind and they might slip away from this contest. And with the looks of it, things are heavily being favored for the ones in purple.
Definitely, they look to be in the driver's seat. There's no doubt about that. And that's what happens when you finish the innings with a good momentum. You take that momentum into you take that confidence into the other department as well. So when you start bowling, you know that there is a solid score backing you, and that raises your confidence. There's a spring in your stride. Seems as a leg spinner, Lauren K. That's Lauren Cow. And she is a batting all-rounder, a bowling all-rounder. She herself doesn't know. She says, I love both. And of course, opened the innings today. Couldn't score much, but she'll be trying to compensate for that with her bowling. But for the time being, she's finding it difficult to land. There's always a difficulty with leg spinners. It's one of the most difficult things to do in the game of cricket. And as the late Shane Warne would say, you're doing something which your body is not designed to do, because you're rotating it internally in a reverse way, which puts extreme stress on your body internally, and also to land the ball.
Well, she goes straight down the ground. And has she found the boundary? Yes, she does. She has enough pace on it. Well, this is the only ball she actually managed to land this one on, and she instantly gets punished. While Marina is putting up a show and she's scoring runs in flying colors. This one was slightly full. Well, picked up the length early and middles it.
There's always a risk that you have with the leg spinner bowling inside the power play, with just two fielders allowed outside the circle. She's clearly struggling. This might be a no ball as well. It is rightly called a no ball. It's well above the head height, and tapping it away for a 4. Runs leaking, and it's very worrying for the captain, because sometimes when you do that, you are allowing a foot in the door to the opposition.
Certainly does, and this will really give good joy for the batting side as 3 runs being lead. And this one hits it high. Well, a diving effort there, but couldn't hang on. That's a mighty effort. As I was trying to say, that the ones in purple are really roaring hard, and they're feeling effort as we're no short of perfection, and they've really shown good courage and good composure. That would have been a stunner, but it wouldn't last, as is a no ball.
It's a brilliant, brilliant effort. The captain appreciating that as well.
And they're trying to go for a cheeky one and whisker away from hitting the stumps.
This is not a day for the wicket keepers. We have already seen a few misses, and we are only into the 4th over of the second innings. Now that's the end of the over 4 gone. 26 for 2. An expensive over. Lauren Kwa not quite getting the kind of start that she would have hoped for. Look at the equation. Have an eye on the equation. 112 needed from 16 overs, at exactly 7 runs an over. The current run rate is 5.5. Do not read too much into it. If they could sustain a decent run rate and a partnership being built, there's always a scope for acceleration. But chasing, of course, is a different ball game altogether.
And it's also the minds of the players and how temperament they are. Well, that's really key, because the ones inside know in and out of the game, and the ones we are watching from out here, is the feeling and always the mode, and it depends how the player plays. While the game might be all about numbers, but it also depends on how the player fares in this match. And Rumina Chetri has been back.
5 for none in her first over.
Well, she has done it with the bat. She's trying to do it with the ball. Again, hitting right at the good length spot. That's what she should be looking for. While introducing the spinners in the power play, it's been a really good call, knowing that the pitch is a bit slow and no turn being offered.
Came back a bit. Surprising. Divya is bringing the bat down just in time. Oh, turning it away on the leg side. Was right in front. There's always the dangerous ploy when there isn't much turn and the ball is coming straight to go across your stumps. It's Marina. Good over from Kwa helping her cause with that single moving on to 15. Got to have an eye on the weather as well. It's the time of the year when it rains in Malaysia in the afternoon. Hopefully the rain gods will be kind and stays away for the match to finish. Was in the air for a while. He's bowling very well. Rubina, of course, is riding very high on the confidence of her innings at 65. Very clinical performance. It's slow. It's very slow. It's taking forever to come to the bat. That's what makes the score even more difficult to chase. There is pace on the wicket. We can maneuver. We can use the pace. Many more shots come into the equation. But if there is no pace, then you have to generate all the pace. That becomes even harder.
Yep, I think that's the thing that the batsmen are trying hard, but then they couldn't because it's very hard to judge where the ball is going to land afterwards it pitches. So that's a heavy task. And amidst the conditions, it's really going to be hard for the batters again. That's what they're trying to look for, a pacey ball. But so far, knowing the conditions, the skipper has brought a lot of spinners instead of the fast bowlers. And she herself has come up from to bowl, a bold decision right before the power play ends.
Mass Eliza coming into bowl.
Straight away a full toss and dispatches for a 6. Divya was really stayed silent and now she joins the party hitting the boundaries. And this one was no short of perfection and this one was really, really good.
Malaysian Lioness can't take it lightly, can't give these very easy runs away. They can't allow the Jaguar batters to get their eyes in because this game is all about momentum.
And right now, momentum changes hands.
When you have the opposition on the mat, don't allow them to get up. Elisa, the captain, not the best of starts, conceding a 6 of the very first ball, then followed by an extra.
Well, that's one thing from the bowlers. They aren't able to land the ball perfectly. That's one thing. More slippage. I think slippery hands and maybe slippery ball, making them hard for them to play it.
Very sweaty palms and sweaty fingers in these conditions. Not easy.
That's more like it. That's more the length that she should be aiming to bowl.
She would probably want to bring it a little, hold it a little back and hit that spot where the batsman finds it extremely difficult to decide whether to go forward or a misfield. Sloppy. Really sloppy.
Well, the sloppy misfield has led them to go for a couple of runs, but nonetheless, the blade and the execution of the drive was really exquisite.
There's a time in the innings when the asking run rate was about 7.5, and with a couple of overs, it has been brought down to less than 7, very manageable. Played on the offside, straight to the fielder, no possibility of a run. Need exactly 100. That's the target. Just under 7 and over. That's where it all started. Shot, asking to be hit, but not quite getting hold of it. This is a time when Rubina and Elisa consolidated for their team, and Marina and Divya would be looking forward to do just that, the consolidation. And whenever there is an opportunity to score, make use of those opportunities. Feast on them. So no second over for Kwa after being taken for 11. And more than the number of runs conceded, she was struggling to land the ball. I think that would have prompted the captain to probably not to give her a second over on the trot. I'm sure she would come back at some point.
Or maybe when the ball gets older and a bit rough, maybe get a good grip of it and maybe produce some magic moments in this game. Well, that's one thing that the captain should be really aware of. Some bowlers, they might not able to grip the new ball, whereas some are comfortable. So I think that's what's the captain's call. Well, captain has done all right, but maybe little too expensive.
Having bowled a bit of leg spin myself, I mean, my preference always would be slightly older ball because of the shine. It's pretty difficult to get a grip and get it to turn. You need to give it a real grip.
Yep.
And what happens, a newer ball tends to skid through and just sometimes comes onto the bat nicely. So you need a bit of grip. You need the ball to be a little scuffed up so that it holds on the surface and does a little bit of trick for you.
Yeah, but in this delivery, when quite impressive that the innovation starts to be blended in the game, and they went for the reverse. Good technique, just couldn't get a maximum runs. Good effort there. That's more like it. Innovation comes into play in the modern T20s. We have seen reverse pulls, and this is one of the example. And that's a big leading edge. Had the fielder run a bit more forward, maybe could have been a wonderful catch. Looks like cramp there in the middle for Rubina, who tried to get the ball when he was out of the reach, feeling to her, and these raised concerns. Well, she's groaning in pain. This looks really worrisome for the Eastern Lioness.
The sky is getting darker. It's getting a little murkier. You get the feeling that the rain is around the corner. Rubina struggled while batting. And a few skyscrapers there, if you can call them skyscrapers. And look at the one.
Well, it was nearing the 11th over that Eastern Lioness really skyrocketed their runs with 20 plus runs.
That's when Rubina was going hammer and tongs, a couple of sixes back to back. It was a huge over. And Eastern Lioness, beg your pardon, Jaguars can do with a couple of such overs.
Yep. Maybe superstitiously, maybe after the break, they could do it so. And Rubina's all right after some massaging and some therapy work. And a good backup, but not so good as a poor throw, and it results as an overthrow again. This makes the batting team even complacent, and these are free runs, and they will take it all day long as far as the runs are just flowing, and they will go for 3 after that poor mistake in the field.
This is middle school stuff. You can't afford to do that. If you do that, you're letting the batsman get their eye in. They're inviting trouble. I just get the feeling that with those 2 wickets, the Lioness seems to be a little relaxed, slightly sloppy. But that's when that's when you let the opposition in. You're allowing the opposition a toe in the door. And the smarter ones will always break open the door after that. So
Yep.
when you have it, when you smell blood, go for the kill.
Well, there were a couple of chances to be taken, but they did not. And most importantly, that's what you said, when they smell blood, they should go for the kill. But so far, after that, they've been fairly complacent, and the fire in them, the mood is completely deviated as well. You couldn't see them charging in hard and stopping those singles, or maybe going for those catches. And as well as the bowling unit, we haven't seen much threatening deliveries that maybe, you know, making the batter go 2 minds across. So far, we haven't seen that apart from the first 2 overs. And the Eastern Lioness would really want to tighten up the screws. As you can see, Divya and Marina have put a really good partnership here. And Skoran, the very first over, where she picked up a really important wicket. And she's back. Well, it's been a really, really big pause, and she's resuming bowling. And it
that's
brushes
a
the
lot of
bat.
tail. And up goes the finger. There's no doubt about that. That's as plumb as you get. It was straight on. It was not missing anything. It was only missing the bat and then hitting the pad right in front. You need something spectacular to escape from that, but not on that occasion. Finding herself, that was an awful shot. I don't know what she was trying to do there. Probably trying to steer it. Was in no position to do that. But she was squared up in a way, and the ball was hitting nothing but the middle of the middle stump. And that's the end of Marina's stay out there in the middle. She goes for 18 or 15 and putting some pressure on her team. 45 for 3. They still need 93 from 12.5 overs.
Well, a ball to be hit in the front foot, and she goes to the back and completely misses this. It was absolutely plumb, and the only thing the umpire had to do is to just raise his index finger, and he just did that. And more joy for Koran as she keeps the second wicket, and really subtle economy, just giving 2 in 1.1 overs, shows how brutal of a bowler she is. The only thing mattered here was the line and length that made the batter go 2 minds, either to play the front foot or just try to tickle away. But the only thing tickle was the bat. It was dead on to hit the stumps. So it's 45 for 3 when things were just tried to slipping away. Gets one back. And that's more of the line. Really well bowled. Well, it's not that the players are roaring, also the thunder around. And straight to the fielder and just goes in and out. Inside out by the batter, so as the fielder. A chance that it should be taken. A good take earlier on in this game. And now it just goes straight past the palms.
Things don't look really good. Things don't look good for the Southern Jaguars. Things don't look good as far as the rain is concerned. The ground staff ready with the cover. We might see the covers coming on anytime. Here we go. So that's it. The covers are going to come on, which means there is going to be an interruption. We hope it's going to be a small break. But as you can see on the screen, it's falling quite heavily. So that's the story here. The rain has interrupted the match. Eastern Lioness versus Southern Jaguar. Chasing 138 for victory in 20 overs. The Southern Jaguars struggling a bit, having lost 3 wickets. They're not out of it. as yet, but one suspects that probably the happier team going into the break would be the Eastern Lioness. To give you a summary, if you just joined us now, the second match of day one of the Malaysia Super Women League happening here at the BAYUEMAS Oval in Subang Jaya. And after winning the toss, they decided to bat first. The Eastern Lioness didn't have the best of starts, but from there on, a brilliant partnership between Rubina and the captain, Alisa, propelling them to a score of 137. And at the moment, Southern Jaguars struggling. That's the story of the match so far. Rain interrupts the match. We only hope it's momentary and we get the full quarter of 20 overs and we get to see the full match.
Well, with that, let's take a short break. And
Hello, mic. How sensitive is the mic? Mic clear? All good? Clear? Mic clear? Need to increase volume, please. Better because it's too much already. How is the lighting? Too dark.
Probably not quite the way that you would have liked this match to end, but it is what it is. Rain gods not being very kind, and in the end is the Duckworth Lewis, which has played its part. And it's time for the presentation. We have the two captains and also Suresh Singh, the match referee, with us. Let me call upon the team captain, which came second today. If you could have her, please. Winfred. Vinny, first of all, congratulations for a great performance. Your individual bowling performance was amazing, very economical with 2 wickets. But you would swap that for a victory. First of all, what do you made of that score that the team had to chase, 138?
I think we started well, bowled well in the beginning, in the last 10 overs, in the starting. So the last 10 overs, they started to go against the bowlers. But I think with a young potential team, they did really well today. And I could see no fear in them, and I can see a lot of improvement in the girls. So I hope we'll come back strong for the next game. And I think 138 was a par score. We were on target, we were on par. We just lost by 6 runs with this rain coming. But with Duckworth Lewis, we were going on track.
If one can be a little critical here, do you think you probably could have mixed up the bowling a little bit more towards the middle part when Rubina and Mas were playing? It was predictable. The pace was the same. You probably would have brought in your paces for a change in between?
Yeah, I think we did. I came back late in the act. I should have came back earlier after the break. I should have maybe came in the 12th or 13th over and break the rhythm. But the first game, wanted to see what the bowlers could do as well. As first time playing against different teammates. So after this, I'll know what I should do and I won't repeat the same mistake.
Yeah, that's a great spirit. We can't argue against the nature. We can't argue against the rain. It is what it is, a narrow loss, but I'm sure that you will regroup very soon, re-strategize and come back, and all the best for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Vinny. And let me call upon the winning captain today, Maz Eliza. Maz, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
You didn't have the best of starts.
Yep.
2 wickets down for almost nothing on the board. Both the initial batsmen going for 3 runs each, and then that massive partnership, 100 plus, between you and Rubina. Talk us through that.
I think Southern Jaguar gave us a hard time because we lost 2 wickets early, and me and Rubina a little bit struggle for start, and then we try to communicate and try to rotate the strike until Rubina goes hitting boundaries, and I just helping Rubina to keep Rubina facing a lot of balls.
Rubina was positive right from the word go,
Yes.
but your game seemed to be, in the sense it took time for you to get going, but full marks to you, full credit to you for hanging in there. So what exactly was the conversation, the communication happening between the two of you?
Rubina always say to me that, Mas, you have to be more patient because only us can do this one. And then I just keep my head down and I want to help Rubina because that time she already 46. So I said, Rubina, go for your 50 and I will support you.
What's the strategy that you will hold one end up and Rubina will go for the attacking shots? What's that the strategy?
Again?
You will hold one end up, you will play the anchor's role, and Rubina will be more attacking at the other end. Was that the strategy?
Yes.
That was the strategy.
Yeah, because Rubina can hit. I'm not saying I cannot hit because that time I a little bit struggle. So that time Rubina was on top. So I just keep rotate and give Rubina facing.
So as a captain, are you happy with the fielding efforts? Because we felt that probably a little bit of sloppiness, a little bit of misfield. So going into the next match, would you want to plug that gap?
Yeah, our fielding not to say too good and not to say too bad because I think we little bit rushing because we want to keep fast and cut the time because that time the cloudy also already dark, so we need to come back strong for our fielding and bowling attack.
Congratulations, well done today, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
And now it's time for us to give away the Player of the Match award. Let me call upon Mr. Suresh Singh, the match referee, to do the honors. And no prizes for guessing. 65 or 50, battling cramps. It is Rubina Chetri. Rubin, I'm not going to let you go. Just have a, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. First of all, how's your health? How are the cramps doing?
It's good. It's good. Right now, I'm good.
Was it just cramps?
Yeah, it's just camp.
So what was going through your mind with 2 wickets down for almost nothing on the board, and you decided to bat first? Responsibility was huge. So what were you thinking out there?
Nothing. Like we have got young plus senior player sides in every team, so every senior player has to step up in the situation like this. That's what we are trying to give experience to the young players. So we were just when I went to the bat on, it was like a very pressure and tricky situation. So I was just wanted to support the captain in the middle and just wanted to bat as much as I can because I have injured batting in BAYUEMAS Oval previous years or so. So it was familiar wicket to me. So just I knew that if I stay, I'm gonna hit the runs.
And you're struggling with cramps very clearly. We could see you holding your, clutching your legs quite often. So what was Mars telling you as a captain? She's generally a very hilarious character. What was she telling you out there?
Yeah, definitely. She's very young and very energetic captain and player as well. So I love like we have a challenge batting with the young players because they are very fit and we are getting like lots of years playing. So it's a challenge for us how to maintain our fitness in with those players also. So we are trying like back to the home. I just work on my fitness only, but because maybe too much I sweated too much and it was very hot and humid. So maybe that's why I got cramp. But it was like it's a challenge for me to bat with those young players.
And kudos to you for your commitment and professionalism. In spite of the cramps and the kind of innings, you came back and rolled your arm over. You bowled a few overs, very handy overs.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's just for the team because I'm playing for a new team, new like Super League team, and I just want to contribute as much as I can from my side.
Congratulations, you deserve a break. Go take rest and cheers.
Thank you very much.
So that's it. The second match of the Malaysian Premier Women League on day one, ending in the Duckworth-Lewis fashion. And that's all from the telecast for now. Hope you enjoyed as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. See you tomorrow.